Hello, Wine for Lovers.
Oh, I forgot I was supposed to do my Carlton.
Yeah, what's up?
Slipped and failed.
Some people might not know why, though. One of the Earlisms of the day was about the fact that black people can't dance anymore because they started getting into the white ways and eating white food, and all these white people started talking about recessive genes and all that kind of stuff, but
No, that's just a byproduct of the assimilation. I mean, once
black people got it, baby. All the black people were laughing because I'm sure they can remember back in the day.
Hi.
Everybody being up in the house, the music comes on, all the black folks would dance, right? And they all had rhythm.
Oh, sorry about that.
That wasn't your Carlton, though.
No, that was how we used to get it on back in the day.
But Earl sometimes likes to talk like a white man, which is really kind of funny.
Don't listen. I do talk like a white guy.
No, you don't.
I'm proper.
White guys don't say cats.
So let's get to the champagne, man.
Bubbles!
Or faux champagne.
It's been making me wait forever tonight. Yes, so you want me to share what we have here tonight?
Sure.
So, first of all, we are drinking sparkling wine. We are not drinking true champagne. This is Gloria Ferrer. This is their Caneros Cuvée. This is Sonoma-side Bubble House. They don't have a parent, we don't believe, over in France like Mom or Chandon does. And what's interesting is we thought this was when we've actually been to visit the winery. It was a great experience until we wanted to buy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's very countryside. It's a gorgeous place to go get some champagne, some bubbles. But this one we thought you could only get at the winery. And then I stumbled upon it in a grocery store of all places. And it's a 2000 Caneros sparkling wine. And I can't remember what the grape blend is on this one. I don't know if it tells us. It's a cuvée, so I know it's a blend.
Yes.
But then, interestingly, there was this tag on it, and I told Earl that he had to do some wine education tonight. So on one side, this fancy kind of leathery-looking fancy tag.
It's a tag.
It's a tag. This says, Late Disgorged Caneros Sparkling Wine. And on this side, it gives a date of when it was triaged and when it was disgorged. So first of all, the vintage is 2000 on this, so it's 13-year-old champagne. The grapes were picked in 2000. So baby, the first date says it was triaged Tiraged, I'm sorry. Oh, triaged. See, I'm the girl from the ghetto. You the white guy.
Tiraged.
Triaged.
T-I-R-A-G-E.
Is tiraged. It was tiraged from 3/7/2001. So I'm guessing just less than a year from picking the grapes.
Yes. So
what does that mean?
What that means is in the champagne processing, it goes through two fermentation processes. The first one, typically champagne grapes are picked early, so they're less sweet and more acidic. So they go through the first fermentation process, which sort of produces the basic wine that is used for to make champagne. And then the second fermentation process is where they actually add the, I don't want to call it the flavor, the bubbles, the characteristics,
that make
how
it champagne, not wine.
Yeah, how sweet or not sweet it is, and that's the tirage. So it's the yeast, the sugar, with the wine in a bottle as opposed to a big vat.
So Tirage is the second process where they add those pieces in based on when the winemaker wants to do with the bubbles.
Yes.
Okay. So this one's a brut, which means it's probably drier. Again, we haven't tasted it yet.
Yes.
Okay. So the second date says on here disgorged.
Yes.
3/17/2011. 10 years later, they disgorged it.
Yes. So disgorged is after it's done the secondary fermentation, and the yeast has died and what have you. The dead yeast and any sediment collects down here in the neck of the bottle, and they use this basically high cold process where they freeze off the sediment, and the disgorgement is actually getting the sediment and dead yeast off of the champagne.
So disgorged is the opposite of engorged.
Yes, relief.
Do I ever disgorge you then?
Yes. Hope you will.
See?
And hopefully you will tonight. Yeah.
So wine lovers, so many similarities. Look at this.
There you go.
Hopefully I will tonight. I heard that.
That's
okay.
right.
So are you going to open this baby?
Yes, let's find out what it's all about.
Let's find out what it's all about.
Because it could be all those things and it could be nasty.
So, and I'm sure our wine snobs out there know more about this and like all the rules in champagne and all that kind of stuff. But it's interesting to take an American bubble and look at something that they're doing in terms of, you know, the aging process, the tirage, the disgorgement. What are they doing in terms of all of that? So, and we love old bubbles. Even American old bubbles, we love old bubbles. Would you agree?
Yes.
There's something about the maturity and the aging of it. And again, different and unique from wine where majority of the aging is done in the bottle.
Yes.
Whereas sometimes with wine, especially Napa wine, it's done in the barrel, it's put in the bottle, and they're getting it out because there's such a demand. They're putting it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I'd read,
So,
I want to say in 2004, they found a 108-year-old bottle of Pierre Jouet champagne.
Wow.
And the experts opened it and they said it was still drinkable and delicious and everything.
Yeah,
So,
wow, that's awesome.
goes back and forth. Some people like young bubbles because of the brightness and stuff to it. Some people like older bubbles. You know,
Well,
takes
we
all
like
kinds.
both. I mean, we had some young bubbles the other night that was this beautiful appley. It was a Chandon that had this beautiful apple.
Yes.
And it was great, just very different. So cheers, baby.
Cheers. That is pretty good.
Just pretty good?
That's really good.
It actually has some of that bright fruit on it.
Yes, I mean,
Still, 13 years old, has bright fruit on it, but
mean,
it's not tart.
what I'll find a lot is the aging process makes makes it more balanced than if you a young wine. It might be really flavorful in the beginning, and then everything just drops off.
So more even on the palate.
Yeah.
And I find that when bubbles age, they're, and I always use this word, it feels creamier to me. I never use that word with wine. You know, when we drink an older wine, I never say, oh, that's so creamy on the palate.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like with champagne, that creaminess that you get, that almost like, you know, butter on the tongue kind of a feeling. So it's really good. So this one we do believe you can only get at the winery, but like I said, I stumbled upon it in a local grocery store. Who knows, maybe the manager needed to make some money and he just put it up in the cabinet.
I'm sure these winery exclusives won't pass up getting another opportunity to put their stuff out there at a premium price.
And it does make me want to go back. We did enjoy the bubbles. We had planned on buying wine, which was what was really interesting. And tasting in a bubble house is often different than a winery because you actually sit down, you're served. It's a fun experience from that standpoint, and it was beautiful. The property's beautiful. It was a gorgeous day out on the deck. But nobody ever asked us if we wanted anything, and there were no other places where we just go get the bottles and buy them, right, and walk up to the counter and buy them and pay for our tasting. And the guy who closed us out kept asking what we liked and stuff, but he never said, do you want me to get you? He's like, what was your favorite? And I said, well, I like this one. And Earl said, well, I like this one. And he goes, oh, cool, those are good.
Yeah, and that was it.
Okay, we probably easily was going to spend $100 if not more, but maybe that's no big deal to them, I guess. So,
Okay. We'll share it with someone else.
yeah, we did. We went and spent it at another place, didn't we?
Anaba.
So go have a bubble experience. Even if you think you don't like it, the tasting experience is totally worth it.
I do want to give one shout out to David Gregory, news guy on Meet the Press, for actually rearing up a little bit on Glenn Greenwald, who broke the NSA thing because they got into a little dust up on Meet the Press this morning. But it was good to see somebody standing up to their beliefs. So.
I leave the man cave when he watches Meet the Press in the morning.
Cheers!
Cheers!